Have you ever been curious about the history of Somerset County? This region is steeped in historical significance, from George Washington's involvement in quelling a whiskey tax uprising to more recent events like Flight 93. Our county is alive with events such as Mountain Craft Days, the Springs Festival, and the Maple Festival. These celebrations offer a glimpse into a bygone way of life and help us appreciate our county's journey and achievements. But have you ever considered our industrial history? Allow us to introduce you to the Improved Traction Engine Company of Boynton. You might be wondering, what exactly is a traction engine? Well, a traction engine is another term for a steam engine. If you have ever attended the New Centerville Jubilee, you've likely encountered these loud, smoky machines that blow their whistles, startling you while you savor your cheesy fries. The Improved Traction Engine Company was established on September 23, 1902, with an initial capital of $25,000. The innovative patent and design were created by Gideon Miller, who, despite lacking formal engineering education, had a knack for solving intricate mechanical problems. A minister of the Mennonite faith, Miller's background is noteworthy as we continue the story. He engineered a steam engine featuring twin cylinders, uniquely positioned beneath the boiler, a design that was quite uncommon for steam engines of that era. This innovation laid the groundwork for what would become known as the 20th century steam engine. The demand for these engines skyrocketed, leading to a shortage of funds to sustain production. In search of financial stability, the company explored various avenues and locations to boost cash flow. Ultimately, it was Henry Lang from Slippery Rock who stepped in to invest in the company, ensuring its continued operation in Boynton. The company received inquiries from all over the world for the 20th century steam engines. At least one 20th century steam engine was shipped to Mexico. The 20th century steam engine was producing steam engines, road rollers, portable steam engines, and grain separators by 1914. They were considered to be great steam engines and were designed with high quality. It seemed promising for the Improved Traction Engine Company as they were in discussions with Russia, which aimed to acquire 400 steam engines valued at $1.8 million in 1915. Adjusted to today's money and purchasing power, that figure would translate to nearly $60 million. Unfortunately, the onset of World War I in Europe hampered communication with European companies, leading to inconsistencies as most resources were redirected toward the war effort. Unfortunately, in 1917, President Woodrow Wilson declared war on Germany, and Congress passed a law that would require companies to turn over their businesses to help with the war effort. Gideon Miller, being of the Mennonite faith, which didn't permit him to take another human's life, was blacklisted and not permitted to buy the necessary building supplies for the 20th century. This ultimately caused the company to go out of business and close down. However, they still made an impact on the county's industrial history, and there are still 4 steam engines that survive today. If you would like to check these steam engines out, stop by the Springs Museum in Springs, Pennsylvania to see an engine and boiler from the Caton collection. You can see a fully working model of 20th century steam engine, minus the boiler, at the New Centerville Jubilee, located in Rockwood, Pennsylvania, which is part of the Miller collection. Although the 20th century steam engines may not be as prevalent in the steam community as Peerless or Frick, which were also produced in Pennsylvania, they have certainly left their mark on the world. Renowned for their exceptional quality, these steam engines continue to be featured in discussions of steam history. This is quite an achievement, considering that only about 100 engines were ever made. As we commemorate 250 years of America, let's reflect on the contributions of our county to the nation's industrial history. We invite you to join us for a 4-week special event focused on Somerset County's industrial past. This overview highlights the Improved Traction Engine. For more information and historical insights, please visit the Spring Museum in Springs, Pennsylvania, or come by the new Centerville Jubilee in Rockwood, Pennsylvania to see one in action.